It's funny. This segment, I don't even know what where we're going with it, but I love this conversation.
It's about being over 50 and the body breaking down and do we stay positive about it all the time? And sometimes going, okay, universe, I'm just gonna bitch right now because I'm frustrated and I'm a little down, but that doesn't mean I have to stay there all the time. Did you push record?
Thanks again for tuning into our second act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hey, Silka.
Hi, Paige. Good to see you again. I'm wearing my little chakra necklace, and that's
I
something
know it's fabulous on.
I that's one thing that's coming up. I can't wait to tell everybody about it. That Paige and I have been working on a chakra learning course, and we're going to talk more about that, to come. But this is one of those new experiences that I had where you taught me about chakras and the unblocking, and the whole thing about living life to the fullest, etc. Especially at this time in life when so many things hit us. We're working on self-improvement. We try to get fit, and the moment we do, we get an injury or whatever. And it's
Yep.
it's tough sometimes not to just let it drag you down.
Well, yes, I think I had said that to you when we were off camera. And what I was saying was, we're talking about the individual who really tries to have a positive outlook and, takes care of themselves, does what they have to do. And like Silka said, has an injury or something comes up and they get sick or it turns into something else. And sometimes it just snowballs and you can't figure out what's happening, where the root cause is, what it is. And you're generally an upbeat person and you can handle a lot of stuff. But sometimes things snowball and you're just like, enough. And then somebody comes along and goes, don't be negative. Don't stay in the negative. That's not good. That's when I want to go poof. And here's why. You have to give people space to bitch a little, to vent a little, to say what the frustration a little bit. Nobody wants to ever let anybody have that space. It's either, oh, I'm just going to avoid it. Nope, I'm not going to hear what you have to say because I don't want to catch it. I don't want to hear it. Or it's positive, positive, positive. We live in a life if you must be positive. What you put out to the universe, you're going to get back. Well, I got news for you. You got to be, we're humans. We have emotions. You have to give somebody space to feel the frustration, the sadness, the anger, the what next? What am I going to do? And then they can come over to the other side. But this is all about giving somebody space to be able to experience and feel what's going on. And it's a hard thing for other people to give other people space and actually ask them questions. Well, how you doing? What's it been like for you? Oh my gosh, God forbid if you ever ask somebody, well, what's it been like? Have you ever noticed that, Silka? Like nobody really wants to know. Don't tell me too much because I already have enough going on in my life. Like we've forgotten that feel of giving people space and seeing how they are and really being genuine and connecting and allowing them to go off the rails a little bit. So let's just
It's
pause there
interesting.
for a moment and see
Yeah.
what you have to say, Silka.
Well, what's interesting is that, and I feel like obviously, we both subscribe to the positive whenever
Yes,
possible.
of course.
And the thing is, people really don't want to be around negative people. That's a fact too. And sometimes I really let that affect me in that I won't tell people when I'm down. I won't tell people when I maybe just want to talk about problems or feeling down. Because I don't want to drag anybody else down. I don't want to be that person. I don't know if that's right or wrong. But one thing I found in order to maybe have a discussion and not feel like, Debbie Downer, is to do it in a humorous way or make point fun of myself in discussing problems. Have you ever run across that?
Well, there's a lot to say on that one. So, putting humor in things I love. And yet again, we're on that spectrum. You can put humor in things, but there's also a lot of avoidance that comes with humor when you're not allowing yourself to really feel what you're going through and you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable with another person. You're not allowing yourself to have somebody else take care of you, meaning, hey, what's going on? What can I do for you? Do you just want to vent? Like we're missing those connections that we have, with another person. Because even though people can laugh about things, that's how they're getting through it. But through the laughter, it's okay to ask them, I know that you're making a great joke, but I can imagine that this is a little bit frustrating. So is it frustrating for you too? It's really okay. Like giving the other person permission to not always stay in the laughter, and also giving yourself permission to be able to say, I'm just having a rough time right now. So again, there's the question that you asked me has so many different, like, pieces to it that I'm like, okay, let me have a little piece here, a little piece there. So does that answer some of the things? So
It's funny. This segment, I don't even know what where we're going with it, but I love this conversation.
It's about being over 50 and the body breaking down, and do we stay positive about it all the time? And sometimes going, okay, universe, I'm just going to bitch right now because I'm frustrated and I'm a little down, but that doesn't mean I have to stay there all the time. And it's also about other people recognizing that, hey, what are you going through? What's that been like? It doesn't mean you're a Debbie Downer. It means you have emotions, people, and it's really okay to share that. Give yourself permission. Have somebody else ask you what's going on. And yes, plug that humor in wherever you need to make you feel better, even though maybe your whole right side's in a little bit of pain. Do what you need to do, but allow others to step in and be helpful to you too. And also remember to step in for others. Just asking somebody a question like, how are you doing? And not the kind of question like, yeah, how are you? And move on. Because you don't really know you don't really want to know how someone is. You really want to say, no, really, how are you? What's it been like for you?
Yeah, that's a great point. You can
There's a
absolutely.
lot of different things we're talking about.
Well, and I guess on a previous segment we talked about, again, the spectrum, and there's a spectrum here too. At what point don't you necessarily want to be, everything's going to be, because you do get tired of hearing that sometimes. Everything's going to be okay. Well, how the hell do you know everything's going to be okay?
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll all be fine.
Yeah.
The line of you'll be fine, it'll be fine ekes me because it's a quick way to minimize someone, dismiss somebody, and just be finished with it because that person's uncomfortable and they don't want to hear about it. Which, okay, that's fine if you want to say that. A little bit of humor in this.
Yeah, that's funny. No, and I guess the segment was born out of just the frustration that we experience. And maybe it's just something to ponder. No real answers here. Just once again acknowledging what we all go through in life after 50 on a daily basis.
Yeah, and some more than others, and to give yourself permission for where you are, and to give others permission, and to have your emotions about it, and throw humor in it as well. So what we're basically trying to say is there's no one way of doing it, but give yourself permission. And if you really want to know how someone's doing, really ask in a way that you care, not just, well, how are you? Okay, let's move on to the next topic type of thing.
Yeah. And if somebody asks you and really wants to know, maybe open up and actually give a real answer. And I'm talking to myself when I'm saying that. So, Paige, is there anything else you want to leave us with before we close out this? I'm not sure what the segment was about. I can't wait to find
That's
a title
okay.
for it.
I think it's a good segment. No, just, we're all in the same boat as we age, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it just sucks. So it's, how do you balance the greatness with the times that like this, just finding that balance because we all go through it. And just to say, you're not alone. We experience it as well, too.
Paige, we'll see you next time on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. For more information on living your life to the fullest after 50, please visit our website, secondact.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here's the button.